present. Ah. here to play with me? Let me amuse myself a little. The more, the merrier. Look at me. Once more.
threads of your fate lie in my hands.
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back? You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. Guess we can rest a bit.
Oh, what should I try this time?
Looking around.
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
von sein.
Ad Astra Abyss. Error. Ad Astra.
Try something new at the Wanmin restaurant.
Cheap and tasty chop suey.
Overeat.
Bad news for my purse.
Guess we can rest a bit. Guess we can rest a bit. Guess we can rest a bit.
it. La da 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 da.
Wow! It looked impressive enough from... This is where all of Tibat's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few... Oh, so it's a trap! But even if we... Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora... Oh, right! It's quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Quick! sure that the Exuvia is...
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you...
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find the secret, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my... She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure. The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble.
You could... When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission. Wait, but as for me, the greatest pleasure of being...
We won't let what happened to...
Oh, so besides, you could never... Fighting talk, This chance is hard to come by, so show me... Oh. All you've got. So very few ever get a chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. How unbecoming. Celestial Voyager! Passable effort. You're wide open! So quick to flee. Poor timing. A clear shot. Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. All you do is run. Got you. Break! Raging Tide! I'll crush you! No use hiding back there! you do is run. You've got some skills. Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing it to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
This is going to cost you! You got to the gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information on purpose? No matter. The gnosis is over. Don't make me take it.
We didn't take it!
Die here.
By royal decree.
Dull.
I'll reveal myself!
Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my... And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take...
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sort.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce, as such...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with... The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle with any dull and boring weaklings who think otherwise. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our method.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyan's...
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon stone. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing...
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey! Those are sigils of... Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our with the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa. Breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely... But knowing that such an... Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on? If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to... Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex...
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were...
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you... just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to... Which is why we must stop that monster before...
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that...
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is...
What? Wait, all of you were supposed...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Qi Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with... For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of...
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adept. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Yep.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong Ballista!
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let's one see what you are made of then. What strength remains within you? What wishes to witness?
Not my duty. At an end.
Let's move. Let's move. This one's well done. An unfortunate fault. Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun. Finally, so quiet.
That is Osial's divine power. last one.
See? Right there. Let's end this quickly.
Royal decree.
The ancient gods attacking again!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is mental energy. That light from your body. It's like a tiny giant heart. Wow, it's not a pink shockwave. This grady's really strong.
Flash frost!
You can't run.
It's time for a flash freeze!
Don't be a killjoy. We've only
Right here! Not my duty.
Well, rather. Don't be a killjoy. We've only I miscalculated.
With the blood of the Chelian, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Gunny's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
This isn't good.
Disgusting.
Shouldn't get careless.
Amuse myself a little.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak. In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
I miscalculated. I will end. This isn't good.
Look at me.
I guess this is it.
My duty.
Resistance.
Let's move.
The merrier. Look at me. Just
Looks like let's end this quickly.
the merrier.
The two-week numbers are thinning.
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed... The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can...
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloudrit. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice...
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here to...
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti, even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone. But that does not mean, do not merely
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in...
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing... I also thought to tell him, but I dared not speak. I could only gaze...
Oh,
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the Animal Archon sought to quell the strife.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But although I am a mere...
Huh? Why does everyone look so down?
Weren't you frightened?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes. When danger is near, and thanks for protect.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't...
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay.
You see, this is what Liu, the country of contracts, is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is known, although their blood is weak, there is still the time of contracts.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place.
Your line of inquiry is askew. What?
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons. Yes, one understands what the conqueror of demons means. The city of Liyue has changed. One fears that by the time... Fair enough. Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people.
Looks like the conflict between... Oh, right! It's child wanted to... But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up. of that, don't we still... Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptalus rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor...
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank... Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? We had better go...
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? Oh, it seems that some of your friends have...
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the... Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
No, don't let her get to you! You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could... So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that...
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is so...
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbin...
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now...
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you... No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but... Why
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a...
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky and all of Lyra goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was...
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come, until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant. I stood motionless among the crowds, asking. But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hate. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. Indeed I was. The gnosis which I had kept for so many years suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and you...
Of course. And it would have been all too easy. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an... The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even tried to understand the heart of the people. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti. To come to the... They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly...
Huh? That doesn't...
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You...
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of...
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not...
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told told us a good trade is a fair trade.
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we've spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting...
So Rex Lapis is really...
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that...
Fatui? They certainly...
Shh! Lower...
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of...
Yes, and to think that this happened right...
Say, do you think the...
Now that you mention it, that's very... I mean it all... Still, what sort of super...
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use.
Hear ye all! The Chi sing, though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. The gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divine rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis, having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said. So that's how they're Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for... Could the Qixing... Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the
3,700 years of contracts.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous, but blinded by our prosperity.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient...
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach. Name your price.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Perhaps...
But it's... well...
As for the more...
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their... And here you are looking up...
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should...
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were...
You're right. I do like the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the when I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon.
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending, but since you weren't used to not being able to just...
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to... In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge. The Archon Morak. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli. That is true. But there is no... I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Right?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf... Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond... But if a person should... This is what... But starting from last year...
Vision hunted?
Yes. It would...
They want to seize visions.
I should think that...
Whoa.
The Animo Archon is the fact that even I, knowing her... 7 ideals for 7... All right then. Was there That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve... I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? That said, I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? All right then. Was there any... That said, I hinted as much. How did I accomplish... All right then. Was... That said, I hinted as much. How did I accomplish... All right then. Was... That said, I hinted as much. How did I accomplish... All right then. That said, I hinted as much to the... How did I accomplish... All right then. Was the... That said, I hinted as much to the Adepti as well.
Pô, te deixaram aqui sozinho, velho.
How did I accomplish that? All right then.
O corno
Was
não
there
tá aqui,
anything else you
obviamente.
wish to know?
Conecta aí, pô. Bora conversar. Então vai tomar no seu cu.
These are indeed
Na
false
moral,
accusations.
é brincadeira.
But it remains
Não sei porque tô ficando
undeniably true that
enjoado de
Child
Genshin,
did send
viado.
people to the Jade Chamber to prevent
Mas
the
vou
Adepti
vou
and
matar o
the Qixing
lobão.
from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang... All right then. Was there anything else? That said, I hinted as much. How did I accomplish... All right then. That said, I hinted as much to the... How did I accomplish... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then.
Eu tô puto aqui porque eu fiz a missão do Amateur Shield, né? O Arconde lá, o Rex sabe, pá. Tem meia hora.
Porra, você não tinha feito essa bosta ainda? Caralho, Leandro.
Que não para de falar, velho. Tem que ficar apertando X aqui.
É foda, essa merda demora mesmo. É uma merda, demora pra cacete mesmo. Pera aí, deixa eu dar um gole na cerveja e já te respondo.
Acabou essa porra, entra aí, vamos matar o lobão.
Pera aí, tô escutando aqui a música da entrada que eu acho muito bonita, cara. Caralho, esse cenário de noite é tão bonito. Dá vontade de dormir. Agora eu ficaria uma meia hora só na cidade inicial. Mas bora lá matar o lobão. A gente consegue matar o Shield junto?
Acho que é só solo.
Foda. Pô, na moral, velho, eu vi o povo reclamando da lore do Falcão, que não tá igual o Destiny 1, que não sei o que os caralho a 4. Porra, velho, a arma tá boa. É que eu nem tinha visto os malucos falando num grupo. Não é que é uma arma tipo, que qualquer pessoa consegue jogar, tipo Jotun. Se você tiver 3 dedos na mão direita e sua mão esquerda for um cotoco, você consegue jogar. Tipo, ela quer a habilidade, tá ligado? E querendo ou não, se alguém consegue jogar com ela, é que nem a última palavra, pô. A pessoa faz estupro o time inimigo. Pô, eu tô falando sozinho, eu tô ficando triste com isso. Cadê você, velho? Oh. Deixa eu só passar aqui num lugar pra eu curar os meus personagens, que tá foda a situação aqui.
Pessoa for minimamente verde, canhão de mão e começa a ter e tal, você deve acertar headshot. Se for de canhão de mão, você gasta, sei lá, tipo, mais ter, por exemplo. Se acertar headshot, você acerta 6 headshots ali, 7 headshots. Então, o último tiro é na hit kill. Mas, tipo, o que eu falei que eu não gosto de arma assim é porque tem que esperar recarregar. Tem que esperar acabar o pente, cara, sabe? Por isso que eu uso as espadas, que é de um estilo. Caralho, os bichinhos, deixa eu pausar aqui. Deixa eu encontrar aí. É o estilo de arma que eu gosto, né? Porque eu mato um, recarrego logo, que é uma parada que eu sempre fiz em qualquer FPS, Call of Duty, matava gente, recarregava logo. Aí. As espadas eu mato, recarrego, pego o movimento do muro e dou 2 headshots de volta. Tipo, prefiro muito mais, tá ligado?
Cara, eu acho que, tipo, a Band, ela deveria fazer mais ou menos assim. Que nem era na Lorde Falcão, que era? Tinha 8 balas no pente e 2 balas eram, tipo, um dano fudido de alto. Eu acho que deveria ser assim. Nessas 8 balas, nessas 7 balas que você tem antes da última, uma delas, sei lá, terceira bala, quarta bala, fosse esse dano fudido. Tipo, independente, você vai dar 3 tiros no cara, tipo, conta um pouquinho. Conta lá pra dar o dano fudido. Você carrega o resto do pente da outra. Acho que seria muito melhor. Pelo menos pro PVP. Mas, tipo assim, é que nem o cara falou. A arma ainda tá sem um perk que ainda vai revelar os caralho a 4. Aí é isso, né?
A real não é a perk que vai revelar, é tipo as próximas vezes que você pegar ela aí, né, com um drop aleatório, ela vai vir um perk aleatório. Ela roda no meu mundo e vou matar o mundo, tô com fome.
Pera, filho de uma puta. Tô ocupado aqui, tô entrando. Porra, pior que eu não sei o que eu vou comer também não, velho. O que você acha que eu devia comer? Aliás, que houve que o seu fone descarregou essa porra? Ou você tá longe, sei lá? Deixa eu ver com a minha mãe se eu posso pedir uma pizza. Se bem que comi pizza segunda pra ela.
Ligar pra quem?
Pra minha mãe.
Ah, eu tava sem fone pra ficar sem fone um pouco, né? Tava jogando Genshin no áudio da TV e tal.
Não, eu tava pensando assim,
Pra
eu
não dar
podia
dor de
pedir uma
cabeça.
pizza. Oi?
Fala.
Eu podia pedir uma pizza hoje, só que eu já comi segunda-feira. Eu podia barganhar com a minha mãe. Tipo, eu comi uma pizza hoje, e o resto da semana eu não comia.
Caralho, Henrique, você tá chegando no rank 45, você não colocou seus carinha level 80 ainda?
Preguiça. A
Pelo
ficha eu
amor
já
de
vou
Deus.
colocar já.
Upa aí então.
Mano, na moral, eu tô todo errado nesse jogo, velho.
Eu tô ligado.
Tô muito errado nessa porra. Eu gosto de dificuldade, eu quero dos bichos com mais nível que eu. Deixa eu ver que falta aqui pra
Deixa eu
ficha.
perguntar se o He-Man já matou o lobo. Se quiser, ele mata aqui com nós.
Será que é, velho? Eu tenho preguiça de ficar fazendo bot toda hora. Aí o que eu faço?
Eu vou, pego o recurso, completo as missões e vou embora. Bem, outra merda que tá muito atrasada pra mim é o que? Meu azar. Pra trás.
E ele tá na raid, então deixa ele lá.
Mais dano que eu, velho. Tenho preguiça de upar arma.
Eu também. Deve estar que leva suas armas.
Deixa eu ver.
Deve estar 70 aí.
Esse arco que eu tô usando a ficha tá 70.
Então o meu tá 60.
Deixa eu ver quanto que eu tô com de proficiência elemental. 216.
I still have a lot to do with the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
Como que olha?
Não sei. Eu tô. Na moral, o meu corvo tá.
Minha proficiência elemental da ficha tá 10. Do de Luke 41. Razor 0.
Foda, eu tenho que farmar os paradas. Isso é um caralho, velho.
Vou puxar, hein?
Dá um tiro quando ele aparecer ali. Quando você quiser. Caraca, 4k de dano.
Ah, olha isso. Eu tava fora do range.
É um range filha da puta, né? Você quer que eu troque? Ah, pior que não dá pra trocar agora.
Você colocou a Bárbara não?
Bárbara aqui é quebrada. Eu vou colocar aqui.
É, Kiki mesmo. Esqueci que você pegou ela.
Já que não dá pra trocar, já começou o combate. Agora já foi.
Burro.
Aconteceu aqui. Carrega o tiro, animal.
Não. Olha isso, velho. Eu tô fora do bagulho e tá me dando dano. Você dá 800 de dano enquanto eu dou uns 5 tiros de 500. E uns de 800. Ah, vai morrer. Olha lá, não dá pra desviar.
Vamos sair daqui pra eu colocar aqui.
Não, fica aí. Eu acho que ele tá focando em você.
Deixa eu bater nele um pouco de novo, ele tem que ver a sua vida. A puta vai e corre de mim.
Merda.
Vai vir. Olha que vacilo.
Olha isso, velho. De novo?
É, mas um dash desse eu morro.
Chega.
Tá brincando que o dano vai contar, pô. Que pariu, hein? É assim que eu quero te ver, para aí. Não aguentar que aqui não cura muito não, velho. Ô Leandro, come alguma coisa que eu fico aqui, vai.
Esse suporte bosta aí.
Vai se fuder, não tô com suporte não, pô. Coloca a Bárbara você então, cara. Tá achando ruim?
Solei.
Tá congelando a cada 5 minutos. Porra, nem pra vir arma nessa merda.
Por avião dourado.
Você quer a porra do suporte? Vou colocar um suporte pra você. Mano,
Você tá bravinha? Você tá bravinha?
Mais ou
I
menos.
still have a lot to do with the guild.
Ah, cara, eu não sei, eu peço a pizza ou não?
Nossa, olha, veio. É o gladiador, né? Veio de vida, recarga de energia, proficiência elemental, taxa crítica e ataque.
Deixa eu ver aqui se a mãe permite. Eu acho que ela não vai permitir. Porra, mas aquela pizza é gostosa, viado. O que foi?
Gordo!
Me fuder, você tá. Come lanche todo dia nessa porra?
Tá louco?
I still have a lot to do with the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
É, eu acho que o shield é solo mesmo, que é quadradinho. Mata Storm Terror pra mim amanhã.
Beleza.
Essa bichinha aí. Tá que level ela?
60.
Porra, Henrique, não colocou no
Eu parei
70
pra
ainda.
upar ela, velho. Eu parei pra upar ela.
Você não colocou ela no 70 ainda?
Ah, desde que lançou Além da Luz eu não joguei direito Genshin.
Vou fazer umas orações aqui.
Na moral, se tu pegar o Zonde, eu vou ficar muito.
Quem?
O Zonde. Sei lá, o Arconte de Gel.
Zongli. Zongli. Zongli.
Zongli tá mais errado que eu, hein? Zongli.
Zongli.
Pior que esse maluco parece ser bom, velho.
O bagulho é o seguinte, meu próximo 5 estrelas desse banner assim vai ser o cara do banner. Porque o último que eu peguei não foi o do banner.
Não.
Aí o próximo É certeza que é o do banner.
É 4 a 5 estrelas, nem vem. Ó, não tem nada a ver com esse bagulho do banner.
Tem sim. O. Porra, eu
Seu
vejo os
cu.
caras orando lá direto. Os caras sinistrão, eles já falaram que é. Você pega um que não é o do banner. Aí a próxima que você pegar é 100% de chance de vir o cara do banner. Os 5 estrelas, no caso.
Ah, por isso que eu peguei a Kiki.
Então. Não, você pegou a Kiki quando ela era do banner?
Não, quando ela. Não, era do banner da Klee, não tinha ela.
Da Cli, né? E você pegou a Kiki naquele banner. O seu próximo 5 estrelas, então, é o 5 estrelas do banner.
Porra, eu queria o Tartaglia.
Aí,
Tartaglia, velho. Que merda.
aí já era, eu acho que ele nem vem nesse banner aí, pô.
Não, era do banner passado.
É, então, você tinha que ter focado em orar nele, né?
Pois é, eu foquei, eu rodei 20 orações nessa porra. E que me veio a careta da Diona, essa gata filha da puta, muito do caralho.
Que isso, hein?
Não é, velho.
Tadinha.
Não,
Tadinha.
tadinho cacete. Eu queria saber, por que japonês tem essa tara com menina gato? Vai se fuder, velho.
Guess we can rest a bit.
Tadinha, Henrique.
Eu tô puto com isso. Porra. Os 5 estrelas era mó foda, velho. Eu gostei de jogar, eu gostava daquele filho da puta, tipo, da personalidade, da jogabilidade com ele. Aí não, veio o que pra mim? Diona.
Deixa eu ver um negócio aqui. Tá level 70. Mata a planta de fogo. Ah, se falar que eu não tô afim de matar nada não. Ah, esse jogo enjoa, velho. Joga um pouquinho, enjoa. Tem alguma coisa aí pra fazer?
Aqui?
Não.
Coisa pra caralho, mas deixa quieto.
Mas não vai fazer. Eu vou comer.
Não, quero pro teste.
Então eu vou lá comer, vou tomar um banho.
Aí depois vai voltar.
Aí você arruma mais alguém e a gente faz a profecia. Fechou?
Beleza. Fechou. Esse daqui do Genshin.